Well, first of all, is the job and the business migrations. Places like Austin are becoming the new tech, the new Silicon Valley. Finance in Miami, logistics in Dallas, and healthcare in Nashville. So these are attracting a lot of people migrating there for these corporate jobs. And they're still affordable beside Miami a little bit, but they're still affordable for most people. But then again, Miami, the rental market is booming. There is a lot of developments. We live in South Florida, so we see this firsthand. There is a lot of the developments that they build total subdivisions just to be rented out, not sold, of houses, of townhouses and condos. There are new condos popping up everywhere. Every time you go to Miami, I see cranes everywhere for new properties. So job and business migration is huge. Next is lifestyle appeal, warm weather. People like to go to warmer weather. They don't want to be cooped up in winter all the time and snows. And also because of the weather changes that we had, the winters are really cold and the summers are really warm, right? But a lot of people prefer being warm than cold. And so there is a lot of migration for this type of lifestyle. They want to be not too far from the coast. They want to be near the mountains, but, be more balmy weather, not like snow weather all the time. And so that's why they prefer going to this. And then also limited supply. Limited supply, there is a lot of older cities that are more in the north and northeast, where in the south, they tend to be newer cities, newer constructions and so forth, which are especially the younger generation prefer that, right? I mean, it's charm and cute to have a brick building of 200 years ago, 150 years ago, but let's face it, a lot of the newer generation likes the newer constructions and all the amenities that are sometimes hard to install in older buildings. So because of all these reasons, that's why the Sunbelt is becoming actually the predominant for a lot of people to move to. Okay, so there is a huge supply. And a lot of people are moving also here kind of to test the water, see if they like it. So again, they want to rent 1, 2, 5 years until they decide where their next move is. And this is more in the younger generation. Then you have the older generation, the Snowbirds, the Sunbirds, the Snowbirds, right? They're the ones that are running away from cold weather and they want to come down here, and a lot of them rent seasonally. So that's why long-term and mid-term are honestly kind of the way to go right now, personally. The short-term, the Airbnb, VRBO, and so forth, yes, there's still a good demand. However, because of a lot of the regulations that are out there, and also a lot of people, you have to be on top of that to keep the good reviews and so forth. And, some people are not as good to do that. So midterm, there is a lot of less pressure, and long-term, and that's honestly kind of the way to go, in my opinion. Now, let's talk a little more about some strategies that women that want to get into rentals this year should be focusing on as far as building a portfolio, okay? So, like I said, target areas, that's one of the things that I always suggest is that you do really a research on what are the best markets out there. So target areas that are more landlord-friendly, where there is the demand and supply that we talked about, And so we talked about the Sunbelt, but also there are other markets too. One of the markets I really like for rentals is the Midwest. Anywhere from Chicago, Wisconsin, all the way down to Illinois, Chicago and Illinois, but the rest of Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Indiana, down all the way to Texas, So they kind of have the middle of the United States, the Midwest, right?